going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was good. Hopefully you guys was as well. The Bengals didn't win, but yeah, that was expected. Anyways, you guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. Let's watch some court. I've got two clips tonight. First one is brought to you by MGT again. She has been killing it with sending content, so thank you so much, MGT. Second one's a SovCits. It happened on Thursday, I think it was. I think it was Thursday. A couple other channels covered it. I was just waiting to see if I was going to, when I was going to do it. And it's Sunday, so I think it's a great night for a SovCits. All right. That's about it. You guys ready? Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. 1 second. Erica, good to see you. 19 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. All right. Now let's go.
3 days of jail time credit. Thank you.
Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Mr. Dunlap is, in my opinion, still a young man. Obviously, he's had some problems. He's got a history of drug abuse. This particular case, Your Honor, he was at a motel, I believe in Menor. An officer approached him, and he denied being Matthew Dunlap, I believe, and then took off. However, he got about 5 or 6 steps away before the officer tackled him. Unfortunately, the officer did suffer an injury. I guess it was fairly serious, required some surgery. Mr. Dunlap was unaware of the extent of his injury up until just recently at the change of plea. He feels very remorseful for what he
Heather
did. Mr. Dunlap, Your Honor, Mr. Dunlap has had a job with the union. He hasn't been working because he was just in jail for quite a bit of time. He just got out. I just spoke to him. He said he just has to get reinstated. He can get back to work with the union job doing asphalt and concrete work. I'm hoping the court will consider the joint recommendation for community control here. I think if the court gives him an opportunity on probation, puts the ball in his court, I think Mr. Dunlap has certainly learned a lesson recently after spending a couple months in jail. I think it's cleared his head. He's calmed down a bit, and I think he's more focused, and I think he's going to show the court that he can do what needs to be done. You're going to hear from him in just a second, Your Honor. But again, I think in my talking with him, he's very remorseful for this incident, and I'm hoping the court will consider community control. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I just wanted to let you and the court know that I'm sorry that the officer got hurt. Either way, I'd be, remorseful because I shouldn't have been running away in the first place. I shouldn't even put myself in that situation. I did have a drug problem, but these 90 days have definitely done a lot to my mentality.
What?
I'm a lot more focused, and
Why did you leave Matt Talbot after a day?
that was the Keating Center. And,
Keating, whatever. Okay.
I guess I just wasn't, ready to.
What do you mean you weren't ready? You've been screwing around with drugs on black and white for 17 years. What do you mean you weren't ready?
I mean, my mind wasn't, as clear and focused and as sharp as I am now. I believe these 90 days really did something to my psyche and, my mentality.
During the course of that 90 days, you also got kicked out of jail treatment, didn't you?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why?
It was an argument, just a verbal argument, and, you know, I got heated. I wasn't able to, you know, stay calm, and, you know, I believe, you know, that extra 30 days I had a lot more time to, you know, focus on myself and, you know, my flaws.
I mean, you've had a lot of time over the years to focus on your flaws, and it's resulted in more flaws, more trouble, repeated trouble, same thing. You're like a daily version of Groundhog Day. I mean, it's the same goddamn thing all the time. And this time, obviously, if a cop walks up to you and says, "Are you Matthew Dunlap?" he knows you're Matthew Dunlap. And you decide to run, causing his injury. You caused his injury. Had to have surgery. Is he back at work yet?
I don't believe so, or at least on light duty.
Okay. So why did you run?
I mean, honestly, like, I was still using at the time, and, you know, I just didn't want to go back to jail, so I thought I could get away, but obviously not.
So your problem is you refuse to take responsibility for you. You refuse to do that, and you're not young, okay? Mr. Watson started off this by saying you're still a young man. You're 38 years old. Okay? And you haven't grown up at all. And you telling me that these 90 days you just did really focused you is nonsense. Okay, I don't believe you. Okay, if it focused you, then you would have completed Keating and you would have completed jail treatment. Why did you leave Keating? Because you wanted to, right?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
But, Your Honor, could I tell you that I left the Keating Center before the 90 days I had in jail, so I was able to clear my mind in jail.
Okay. Okay. You make it very difficult for anybody to believe anything you say. Okay. How old's your son?
He's 12.
Where does he live?
He lives with his mom's parents and her.
Okay. So how's that going?
Not very good. Just
Why not?
because he's not with his mom and dad.
Why not?
Because my history of drug use.
Okay, he's 12 years old, right?
Yes.
So why are you so selfish that you don't prioritize his needs over yours? As well as his mother. Why are you two so selfish that you keep doing the same thing all these years, and now he's 12? What input have you had in his upbringing?
Not a very positive one, honestly, but
Well, so what's the problem with his upbringing then?
I mean, it's just me. I haven't. He hasn't had like a positive, you know, male figure in his life. You know,
What about his grandfather?
He's not the best.
He's not the best.
No.
Apparently he's better than you, because he's the one raising him, not you. What grade is your son in?
He's in 7th grade now.
Okay. What are his grades like?
I mean, he tested gifted and, you know, like the state test and everything, but he still got D's and F's.
How long has that been going on?
I mean, he was getting good grades, but I feel like, I mean, I've been locked up since he started school. You know, I haven't been able to help. You know, I know that I'm not the best teacher, but
How is it that you would be able to help him if you're always getting strung out on drugs?
I mean, when I'm getting strung out, I'm not very much help.
Okay, why don't you stop doing that?
I'm going to.
You're going to. Why haven't you stopped yet?
I have stopped.
He's 12 years old.
I guess that's just me being selfish.
Right. Or being unwilling to change, or being unable to change, or all of the above. What else you want to say?
You know, I'm really going to do it this time, and you know, I really hope that you go with the prosecutor's recommendation for probation, because I feel like I could really, you know, change this time, and you know, I'm not going to be in front of you.
I don't even
again.
think you believe what you're telling me.
No, I do.
I don't think so. You seem very, very much insincere. Have a seat. Ms. Bell?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would ask that you adopt the joint recommendation in this case for community control sanctions. The state would also recommend NeoCap. Thank you.
All right, what do we think? Is Judge going to send him to jail? MGT, you're not allowed to answer because you already know. Everyone else, I hate doing this. Put a 1 in the chat if he's going to jail. Put a 1. Put a 2 if he's not. What do you think?
What happened to your case in Minnesota?
Well, I believe the statutes of limitation.
The charges he's facing with this is he fled a police officer, and the officer tackled him and injured himself bad enough where he had to have surgery. So it's fleeing plus whatever charge that is when an officer's chasing you and gets hurt. So is that considered assault on a police officer? I don't remember the exact charge, but that's what they're talking about.
It's expired, so I mean, I don't think there's anything going on out there. It's been over 4 years, 5 years almost.
4 years. What happened there?
Basically, somebody I was with, we got caught with drugs, and I ended up doing a day in jail, and then I think there was just too much going on out there at the time, and they released me the next day,
And that's,
I've never
the last you ever heard of it?
yeah, I've been checking like the warrant list and everything, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure that it was a statute of limitations. It's only 3 years for that felony.
So this was like 6 months or 7 months after you got released from prison here.
Yes.
What were you doing in Minnesota?
I went out there to get, you know, just for a geographical, you know, change, but obviously, you know, it doesn't matter where you live. You can find drugs anywhere,
Right.
or they're gonna find you if you're looking.
Now you're gonna find them. They don't have the ability to get some legs and find you. Okay? You find them. You do that very well. Why do you, you've got the ability at least by your own report here, that you told probation to work and make $38 an hour. What do you do with all your money? Spend it on drugs, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation. I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. This is a felony 5, and I can send you to prison because you've been to prison before on a felony 5. Apparently you haven't learned too much since that stint in prison. Because you keep doing the same thing over and over. But I'm going to accept the joint recommendation. I'll put you on community control for 4 years. You're going to serve 90 days in jail with credit for 3. After that, you're going to go to NeoCap. You're going to complete that program and follow all the recommendations. You'd have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. Is there restitution?
No, Your Honor.
You see only one doctor and one dentist and one pharmacy for prescription medication.
Jedi, thank you so much for the super chat. Is this thing on? Yep, still works. Thank you so much, Jedi. I appreciate it. And directly following, Phil with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Phil. Welcome to the 5 new members. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You take your medication as is prescribed. Sign releases so probation can get any records. You have a question?
So I have to do 90 days in jail and then NeoCap?
Yeah. What?
Your Honor, I'm looking at you like a man. I'm ready to stay sober.
Okay.
I'm ready to do the right thing.
Well, it doesn't mean anything. What you say doesn't mean anything. You
let me-
you, by your actions, caused this injury to this officer who had to have surgery, and he's still not back to work. What I should do is send you to prison for 12 months. Would that be better than 90 plus NeoCap?
No, Your Honor.
No? Well, why should you absolve yourself of any penalty whatsoever for causing this guy to have knee surgery?
I'm not saying that I shouldn't get a penalty for it.
What should the penalty be? What should the penalty be?
I'm not. You're the judge.
Right.
So
But you think my penalty is onerous and there should be some other penalty. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking me these questions.
I'm asking you, Your Honor. I'm doing the right thing right now. I've been out for almost 2 weeks. I'm sober right now. Put me on probation, please. And
I did put you on probation. Now I'm second guessing whether I should have put you on probation.
Let me show you through my actions that I could do probation, and I will not be in front of you ever again.
I put you on probation. Didn't I just put you on probation?
You did.
You want probation with no penalty. You want probation with no accountability for what the injury you caused to this officer by your stupid actions. That's what you want. That's your definition of probation. Ain't my definition of probation. I mean, you've been around the block enough to know this. But you just want what you want What you want is to be able to walk out of here today without any penalty for what you did. Which clearly indicates to me that it ain't gonna be very long before we're back here with a violation. That's what it indicates to me. You're gonna get a mental health evaluation, you're gonna follow all recommendations. You're gonna obtain and maintain full employment. You're gonna pay the costs and supervision fees. Anything else, Ms. Henley?
Your Honor, we were recommending a MAT evaluation.
Isn't he been on drugs to prevent being on drugs for a long time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the value of that? Has that worked so far? What kind of drugs you've been on to keep you off drugs? Methadone? What else?
Suboxone.
How'd that work out?
It worked out well for a while.
Listen, I don't really give a shit what you do, okay? If you want to stay off drugs, then figure out how to stay off drugs, okay? I've given you terms you have to comply with, okay? If you think this nonsense about methadone is the way to go, then you talk to your probation officer about that, okay? But it hasn't worked for you, so what you've been doing since 2008 ain't working. Do you have any question about the terms? Other than you're very unhappy about them?
No.
Okay, if you violate, the state will file a motion to terminate, and if I find you violated, I'll terminate you and send you to prison for 12 months. Anything else, Ms. Bell?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Watson?
Just briefly, Your Honor, I believe my client had posted a bond on this case.
It's released.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Erica, this is Ohio. Ohio.
I'm gonna copy him the first.
See you later.
Bye.
You know, sometimes it helps when you hit the unmute button. Yep. Legal fiction. Yep. Cheshire's old card still works. Thank you for the super chat, Legal Fiction. I appreciate it. The mute button's hard. All right. We're moving on to the sovereign citizen of the evening. We have, you know what? I'm not even going to explain it. It's a good one. Like I said, this happened on Thursday. A couple other people already played it. If you've seen it, no spoilers. Also, it's good to watch a second time. If you haven't, you're in luck. It's a good one. Let's go.
Next, last case is Defendant Israel Burell.
Real quick, Queen Tharina for a super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, while Uncle Dan was raising Cheshire's limit, I lifted his wallet and found this in it. Thank you, Tharina and Cheshire. Thank you.
All right, court will call case number G 5072501, State of Texas versus Israel Burell. The charge of speeding going 96 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Is the state ready?
State is ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Burell, have you received a copy of the complaint charging you with this offense? Sir? You're me. I can't hear you. Let's see. Have you received a copy of the complaint charging you with this offense? I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go. All right. Have you received a copy of the complaint charging you with that offense?
Yes, I have.
Do you wish to have that complaint read here in open court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Bishop, will you please read the complaint?
Clause number G 5072501, State of Texas versus Israel Miguel Burell. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, the undersigned affiant, do solemnly swear that I have good reason to believe and do believe that Israel Miguel Burell, hereinafter called the defendant, on or about the 4th day of July 2025 AD, and before the making and filing of this complaint in the territorial limits of the city of Dalwellington Gardens in the county of Caron, state of Texas, did then and there unlawfully drive and operate a motor vehicle on a public street, to wit, the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway, at a speed greater than was reasonable and prudent under the conditions then existing, having regard to the actual and potential hazards, to wit, at 96 miles per hour, the maximum lawful speed at such time and place being 45 miles per hour, as provided by the Transportation Code of the state of Texas. My belief of the aforesaid statement is based upon information provided to me by Michael Bass, a peace officer for the state of Texas and or city of Dalwellington Gardens, who personally observed such offense against the peace and dignity of the state of Texas, signed by Sandra Mao, a credible person, Sandra Ma, a credible person on July 22, 2025 before a notary public.
All right, Ms. Burrell, you've heard the reading of this complaint in open court. To this charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
You've indicated you wish to waive your right to jury trial and have me hear your case tonight, correct?
That's correct.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Mr. Bishop, you may call your first witness.
All Officer Michael Bass.
Officer Bass.
All right, before we get into it, Cheshire, I'm broke and have to claim Chapter 11. So here, I'm sorry. I mean, you shouldn't have given out your credit card number, Cheshire Cat. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And Sly, thank you for the super chat. If credit cards were only made of catnip, we wouldn't be taking advantage of the poor kitty. Poor Cheshire. Oh, this is so much fun.
Bass.
Yes, ma'am.
Swear you in? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you'll give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, please state your full name and spell your last name.
Michael Bass, B-A-S-S.
Mr. Bishop, you may proceed.
Officer Bass, how were you employed on July the 4th of 2025?
I'm a commissioned police officer with the city of Dalwellington Gardens.
And on that date, sir, were you working traffic enforcement in the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway?
Yes, sir, I was.
And during your service as a police officer for the city of Dalwellington Gardens on the day in question, did you come in contact with an Israel Miguel Burell?
Yes, I did.
And did you issue or did you observe a speeding violation
Yes, sir, I
committed
did.
by Mr. Burell?
That's correct.
Can you identify Mr. Burell if you saw him again?
Yes, I'm able to see him, and he's a black male, approximately 200 pounds, has a beard.
Is this the same person that you observed commit the speeding violation
Yes,
on
sir.
the day in question?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, is the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway a public street located in the territorial limits of the city of Dalwellington Gardens, Tarrant County, Texas?
Yes, sir.
And on that day, sir, were you stationary or were you moving?
So I was stationary. I had my vehicle parked in about the 2700 block of West Pioneer Parkway, facing west.
Mac, thank you so much for the 14 months. That is awesome. Thank you, Mac, and good to see you.
So I was conducting traffic enforcement for eastbound traffic on West Pioneer Parkway.
All right. About what time of day was it?
It was approximately, I believe, 1:17 in the morning.
Okay. Now, do you have the ticket in front of you?
Yes, sir, I do.
You can use that to refresh your memory. Are you trained to estimate the speed of a vehicle?
Yes, sir, I am.
And do you remember the defendant's vehicle approaching you?
Yes, it was the only vehicle on the roadway at the time.
And can you tell the court whether you were or were not able to make a visual estimation of the speed?
So yes, we are trained to make a visual estimation. Then we confirm that through audio tones within the radar unit itself, and then a visual representation of the speed.
Okay, and were you able to make a visual estimation of the defendant's speed?
Yes, I was.
And what speed did you believe he was traveling based upon what you saw?
Based upon what I saw, I estimated around 80 miles an hour.
Okay. Are there signs posted on for eastbound traffic on West Pioneer Parkway concerning a speed limit?
Yes, they are.
Are those signs lawfully posted to your knowledge?
Yes, they are.
Were those signs visible on the night in question?
Yes, sir.
And what is the maximum posted speed, or what was the maximum posted speed for the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway on July 4 of this year?
45 miles an hour.
All right. And again, you estimated the defendant's speed at over 60?
Over at least 80
At least
at
80.
the time.
Now, can you tell the court whether you used your radar to clock the defendant?
Yes, sir, I did.
Was the defendant coming towards you?
Yes, he was.
Was there any vehicle between your radar and the defendant's vehicle?
No, there were no other vehicles on the roadway.
Okay. And did the defendant have his headlights on?
Yes, he did.
Okay. In regard to your radar, when did your shift start that day?
It started on July 3rd around 7 p.m.
So you were working 7P to 7A, is that right?
That's correct.
And can you tell the court whether or not you tested your radar before the start of your shift?
Yes, so per policy, we're required to test the radar prior to our shift beginning, utilizing the tuning forks. The test did not reveal any discrepancies with the radar. During my shift, the radar recalibrates every 10 minutes and does a self-test to identify that it is properly working.
Did it pass all of those tests?
Yes, sir, it did.
He did. He was given 3 days in jail, and then he had to do some kind of rehab after jail, and then he was on probation after that. That's what he was sentenced to.
Now, when you clocked the defendant's vehicle with the radar, are you sure you clocked the defendant's vehicle and not someone else's vehicle?
There was no other vehicle in the eastbound travel lanes. The setting on.
Yeah, I agree. Especially the prosecutor is really a really slow talker, so it's kind of painful for this one.
On the radar was for traffic that was approaching me only. There is an option for it to display speeds for traffic going both directions, but I had it specifically set for traffic coming at me.
Did it register or give you a verbal clue? Well, let me rephrase that. Did it give you a set speed that it clocked the defendant's vehicle at?
That is correct. The speed was 96 miles an hour. There is an audible tone that emits from the radar unit. As the speed increases, the pitch increases also. So I verify the pitch with the reading on the radar to determine the speed of the vehicle.
Was the pitch on the radar when it clocked the defendant, was it consistent with a vehicle that was traveling at 96 miles an hour?
Yes, sir. It's a very high pitched sound.
And your radar showed it was 96. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And what did you do after you clocked the defendant's vehicle?
Made a traffic stop. Mr. Burell pulled into the Walmart parking lot. Made contact with Mr. Burell. I immediately observed him to be agitated. I told him, well, first of all, I told him who I was, who I worked for. Told him that the traffic stop was based upon his speed being recorded at 96 miles in a 45 mile an hour zone. His response to me was that I was tripping.
Okay. Was there anybody in the car with him?
I did not observe anyone.
All right, and I'm assuming at that point you issued the citation. Is that correct?
I did issue a citation. Mr. Burell refused to sign for his promise to appear. I then attempted to hand him the citation. He refused to accept it. I placed the citation on his dashboard. Once the traffic stop concluded, Mr. Burell took the citation and threw it on the parking lot of the Walmart.
Okay. All right.
Let's see who we got. Phil, late fee for Lisa. Thank you so much, Phil. I appreciate it. And Lisa, good to see you.
Does the violation date and time, does it show on or do you remember when the violation was recorded on the ticket, what time it showed?
I do not recall, sir.
Would you agree that it was 4:14 in the morning?
So this citation was a second citation that I issued because the first citation that was issued, I had incorrectly placed a 40 mile per hour instead of 45. So I requested that the court dismiss the citation, and I reissued the citation based upon the complaint that you have today.
Okay, so when approximately did the violation occur?
Probably around 1:17 or so in the morning. And that's based upon my review of my body camera.
Okay. And then the citation that we have that's the subject of this case was issued at 4:14, is that right?
It was issued several days later after I had consulted with the court and was given information on how to proceed with dismissal of the initial citation and the reissuance of the second citation.
All right, okay. Now, can you tell the court on the date that you issued the citation whether you checked your radar after you had clocked the defendant?
I do not recall, sir.
Did you check your radar at the conclusion of your shift?
Yes. And again, the radar unit does a self-calibration every 10 minutes also.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Did you notice or get any signal from the time that this stop ended and you'd issued the citation until the end of your shift that the radar was not functioning properly?
No, sir.
What test did you give it at the end of your shift?
An additional tuning fork test.
And did it pass that test or fail?
Yes, sir. It did.
It did what?
It did pass.
Okay. Officer, at the time you observed the defendant in the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway on July 4, 2025, is it your testimony that he was traveling at a speed that was greater than reasonable and prudent under the conditions that existed at that time.
Yes, sir, I do.
Why do you say that, sir?
Based upon my observations and the recording on the radar unit.
Now, West Pioneer Parkway has streets that run perpendicular to it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so there could be other traffic entering West Pioneer Parkway from those streets. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
And in your opinion, officer, was the fact that the defendant was traveling 96 miles an hour, would that endanger someone that was possibly entering West Pioneer Parkway from a perpendicular street or intersection?
Others, and my concern for Mr. Burrell's safety also.
Right. I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Burrell, this is your opportunity to ask this witness questions regarding this case.
Okay, absolutely. So my first question is, when you came up to my car, I wasn't irritated when you first came up. I asked you a simple question. You didn't show me your radar.
Objection form.
Okay, objection sustained. Sir, you need to ask one question, not make a statement. And if you ask a question, you've got to wait and let the witness answer.
Yes, ma'am. So my thing is, okay, when he pulled me over and he said I was doing that,
Don't speak to me.
Well,
this is your time to ask him questions.
absolutely. So when I asked for a supervisor, officer, why did you walk away to your cruiser and then acknowledge me?
I don't recall you asking for a supervisor, and I am the supervisor on the shift.
But I did ask you, so that's it for now.
Objection form.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said that's it for now. Does that mean you have no other questions?
Oh, absolutely. I would like to testify.
No, but do you have any other questions of this witness?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any further questions, Mr. Bishop?
State rest, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Burrell, that's all the evidence the state is going to present in their case in chief. Remember my earlier warnings. The state has the burden of proof. They must prove each and every element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have no burden of proof. You don't have to offer any testimony. In fact, you have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Do you wish to waive that right and testify?
Yes, ma'am, I would like to.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you'll give, is that your right hand? I can't see your hand.
Yes.
Isn't that your left hand? There we go. All right. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you'll give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You don't have to ask yourself questions. You may just go ahead and testify.
Oh, absolutely. So before he stopped me, which was trying to tell him, but like I said, he was not acknowledging me. I was doing Lyft full time. Literally before he pulled me over at nighttime, early in the morning.
He was doing Lyft. He can't use the traveling argument. He hasn't said anything sovereign citish yet. This is the third hearing I've covered of this guy, though. He's definitely a soft sit, but it sounds like he's not going script. All right, let's go.
Just dropped the passenger off around the corner in that area before me. And I'm not from Arlington. I don't know the areas like this. So after I dropped the passenger off, I was low on gas. So there was no way I would be able, 2013 Hyundai, 147 horsepower. There's no way my car would go that fast. I was heading home. My thing was on E because I was driving for 12 hours, doing Lyft that whole day. I was heading home, but I had to go get gas. You see what I'm saying? So why would I be going that fast in an area I don't know, early in the morning, while I'm heading home and I'm low on gas? And my car don't even go that fast. And I ain't ever went that fast. And him to be a peace officer, all I want is peace. All I do is abide rules. All I was doing working that whole day. I ain't ever went that fast. And for him to say, it was a visual thing. Okay, why didn't you show me the radar then? Why didn't you give me your supervisor saying I didn't say that when I did acknowledge you and ask you? That's all I have to say.
Cross-examination, Mr. Bishop.
Mr. Burell, did you have a passenger with you?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Okay. And the officer says that He clocked you at 96 and a 45 and visually observed you at
When they're doing Lyft, they're driving commercially, so they're actually driving. So their argument about traveling over driving is the commerce argument. So if they're not driving in an act of commerce, then they don't need registration, insurance, or a driver's license. But since this guy was doing Lyft, he was acting in commerce. That's the argument. That's why he's not saying that.
over 80.
Mhm.
How fast do you say you were going?
I was going the speed limit. I promise you. Especially early in the morning like that, I ain't ever went that fast. I don't even go that fast on the freeway. I barely go 70.
Okay.
In a residential, like, come on now. I ain't ever went that fast. And if I could call my friends and find, they'll tell you, why you going so slow? So 96 said.
Objection non-responsive.
Yeah.
Objection sustained. Sir, just answer the question, please, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's clocked you at 96. You say you were going the speed limit, which is 45. So it's your contention that his radar has made an error of 51 miles per hour.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely. And I just dropped the
What facts do you base your statement on that you were going the speed limit?
Because I just dropped the passenger off and it was early in the morning. And besides, like I stated, I was heading home, but I needed gas. I was heading home after my last drop off. That's the truth. I ain't ever went that fast.
You were driving a Hyundai Sonata, is that correct, sir?
2013, yes, sir.
White in color?
Yes, sir.
And then you were eastbound on Pioneer Parkway, is that correct?
I believe so. Like I told you, I wasn't familiar with the area. I just moved to Arlington.
Okay.
But I've been in that area plenty of times 'cause I live close over there.
Did you refuse to sign the ticket?
He never asked me to sign the ticket. He did give me the citation. I do agree. I did throw that, but he never asked me. Even when I went to the court, she was like, did he ask you? I was like, he never asked me. He just handed it and walked to his cruiser. I promise you. He handed it to me and walked to his cruiser, and then he would ask me to sign nothing. That was the first citation I ever got. And he never asked me none of that. Can you sign this?
Did you throw the ticket out the door?
That part I did.
Why?
Because he walked to his cruiser when I asked him to bring the supervisor. And I didn't know he was a supervisor, but when I asked him, like, can you bring a supervisor? He walked away. That's when I did that. Yes, I did. He told truth on that part. And that was wrong for doing that.
Were you angry?
After he refused to give me a supervisor.
Were you angry?
No, I wasn't angry. I was a little upset because he wasn't acknowledging me. Trying to listen to my story when I was trying to tell him what I was doing. I'm trying to tell him this. I just finished this. Can I get a supervisor since you don't believe me? And he just walked away. He didn't give me no attention. He knew about it.
You heard him say he was the supervisor, didn't you?
Yeah, now. But at that time, he would not acknowledge me.
Did you ask to see the radar?
I haven't asked to see the radar. I asked to see the supervisor because I know I wasn't going to 96 and 45 when I just dropped somebody.
You did or did not ask to see the radar?
I did not at that time.
Okay, so all of that, you felt justified in throwing the ticket out the window?
Yes, sir. After he walked away and then acknowledged me to bring a supervisor. Yes, sir. But he did not ask me to sign it. If he would,
but in regards to this trial, you've had the complaint read to you, is that right? And you're aware of the charges, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pass the witness.
Do you have any further testimony, Mr. Burell?
No, ma'am. That's it.
Okay, do you rest your case?
I rest my case.
Anything further from the state, Mr. Bishop?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, we'll proceed now to final argument. Mr. Burell, since the state is a burden of proof, they get to go first. You may make your argument, they may rebut. Go ahead, Mr. Bishop.
Yes, Your Honor. The officer observed the defendant in the 3000 block of West Pioneer Parkway, traveling at a high rate of speed. He visually estimated that at over 80 miles an hour. And the actual speed is confirmed by radar was 96 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. He's identified the defendant, he's identified the vehicle, and to believe that the defendant was not speeding, you would have to accept that the radar made a mistake of over 51 miles per hour. And the officer made that same mistake when he made the visual observation. And the defendant is the only vehicle on the roadway going east. Based upon the officer's testimony, the state would respectfully request that the court find this defendant guilty as charged in the complaint.
Mr. Burell, you may make your final argument.
Yes, I'm gonna make my final argument. For him to say what he had to say, saying it was a visual and then he check it and then saying he didn't check until the end of the shift, like that's crazy to me. Like I said, I tried to explain to him I was doing live. I explained to the bishop that I was doing live. I just finished. I was out of gas, so like I said, I was following the speed limit. That's all I have to say. I ain't got no recording. And even when I was doing live full time, especially in that, like, I got over 2,000 drives with live. So if I ever drive perfect rating, I ain't had no complaints out of 2,000 rides. Ain't ever spared nothing with them. And even if I had them in the car when he pulled me over, that would have been my witness. I literally just dropped them off around that corner. So that's my last argument I have to say. But I ain't ever drive, I don't even drive that fast on the highway, ever. So especially at 3 a.m. or around that time, wherever, early in the morning, come on now.
Does that conclude your argument?
That concludes it.
All right, Mr. Bishop, anything further?
No, we're not saying that he put any Lyft passenger in danger. No one's saying that. He had no passengers with him. And his past driving history is not an issue. I'll take him in his word for that. We're just saying that on this particular occasion, he was going too fast. And the evidence proves it.
All right. In case G 5072501, style of the state of Texas versus Israel Burell, the court has heard the evidence and the testimony in this case. The court finds the defendant guilty of the offense of speeding going 96 in a 45 mile per hour zone. Court assesses a fine of $200. Court costs are $134. The total is $334. This will be due within 10 days of today's date. Now, sir, we are a court of record. You do have a right to appeal if you wish to do so. The first step is you need to file a written motion for a new trial within 10 days of today's date. If you don't wish to appeal, you either need to come in and pay this in full or set it up on a payment plan within 10 days of today's date. All right. So my court clerk will email you a brochure that has a little bit of information about your right to appeal. Just make sure you don't miss that deadline in one way or the other, either file a motion for new trial or set up for some payments. Do you understand? I see you're giving me a thumbs up. Is that yes?
No.
Okay.
All right. I'm disappointed. I'm going to have to link his first two appearances in the description so you guys don't think I clickbaited by calling this guy a SovCit. But he didn't use one SovCit line. How is he going to go full SovCit during his first two hearings and then not use one line in this? This is why OSG didn't call him a SovCit. I saw OSG posted this video and like, why didn't he call him a SovCit? Like we've all been waiting for this guy for a month. Anyways, that is it. That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't hit that like button, please do it already. Thank you for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. I do appreciate everything, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for Members Monday. Because it's Sunday night, there's not anyone streaming, so yeah, we're just gonna call it a night. But you guys are awesome. That's it. That's all I got. Till next time, bye.
All right, this concludes your hearing. You're released at this time. Okay. Officer Bass, you are released at this time.
Thank you.
Mr. Bishop, is there anything further from the